welcome back to another Values here on my channel where we're recording a wrap-up for the month of May. May brought up a lot of things personally, I live in the U.S., I live in Kentucky in particular, and it brought up a lot of things. We have a lot of injustice going on in the world right now about it, and places you guys can donate. It's going to be linked down below, particularly for BookTube. I have this BookTube playlist filled with Black creators, which is just so amazing. And in particular, in this month, I want to focus on reading more nonfiction towards the African American community and things like that, just because I want to be more educated. I want to be more filled in on different things I can do to make everybody just feel so comfortable and at home here on my personal space of home, which is my YouTube channels. This is the place I feel the most happiest, and also when I'm live streaming on Twitch. I'll talk more about that in my TBR video, but I'm going to link down some playlists down below and also some donations and things. Most of them are going towards protesters that are being locked up injusticely, who should not be locked up in jail, and places you can donate to help them get out of jail. And then also some petitions and different things that I have signed personally, and yeah, so they're going to be linked down below. It's like 2 or 3, and there's going to be a playlist with Black creators that you guys should go all check out. Get them to so high numbers. They deserve it. Every single one of them deserves it in that playlist. I didn't create this playlist, by the way. The creator of this playlist is linked down below. I just happen to have it through a few other YouTubers that I watch. Alright, let's go ahead and get started on the month. I read 16 books this month. 15 books this month. Yeah, 15 books. But we're going to count 16 because I don't actually believe I ever talked about it in my wrap-up for the month of April. So let's go through them. Alright, the books I don't have are going to pop up on, I guess, this side? I don't want to show my jeans. This side, where books are. Cool, we'll do that. I do have 4 that I own. 5, there's 1 upstairs my sister's supposedly reading. I don't want to go get, so. We have the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which I finished at the very end of April. Like I said, I'm not entirely sure if this is supposed to be here or not, but I give this 5 out of 5 stars. I highly recommend Taylor Jenkins read, as you guys are gonna see. Then we have some books that I read with my sister. So we have Days of the Dragon King and Viking Ships at Sunrise. What is the other one? And House of Olympics. I don't tend to show Magic Treehouse books on the screen. They're Magic Treehouse books. I recommend them if you have little kids and stuff. They're very fun. The further we get into it, since we're on book 17, the scarier they're getting and the more adult they're getting, but it's still made for little kids. Nothing graphics being shown on the page. It's just graphic things are happening off screen. Alright, then we have a DNF that I read, which was Stags. This is for a video that hopefully is going up in June. I have a lot of pre-recorded content, I guess you guys could say, that I've been pre-recording for like 2 months or so. Secret TBRs and stuff. Stags is a part of the secret TBR, and we'll see. I have a lot of it because I want to read, and I didn't even think about putting that in my list because I don't talk about them clearly except on like these. But I DNF'd this at 35% because honestly it was shit. It was so bad, it was so pretentious, the violence is extremely graphic, which I don't tend to have a problem with, but it was horrible. It was absolute trash. So I DNF'd 35%. I don't rate books I DNF, I just put them on my, I read them. And I would have gave it 1 star to tarnish the brand because it deserved it. Then I went on to read 8 Perfect Murders, which I gave 2.5 stars. This is Pierce Swanson. This is the first book I ever read for Pierce Swanson, and I did not like myself. I thought the beginning was really, really good. This follows, I'm not going to explain what Stags is about, since I don't recommend. This follows a person who owns a bookstore, and he wrote this list when he was younger called 8 Perfect Murders, and now they're being played out, or whatever. They're based on 8 Perfect Murders inside the novels, and I had a lot of problems with it. I'm pretty sure I have a whole reading vlog dedicated to the week I read this, so it should be up on my channel. If so, I'll try to link it. If not, I did read it. That same weekend, I went through and I read some graphic novels and things. So let's go through those. We have Life Sucks, which was a graphic novel that I used to read a lot when I was younger. It's full of graphic violence and things like that. This is about a vampire. It's about a world where vampires exist and things, and this boy right here falls in love with this girl, and shenanigans go on. I gave it 2 stars. I don't recommend very much. It's very, very Oh my god, it was very bad. I don't recommend for reasons of like it was just there's things in here I just don't agree with anymore with my standards and my values. But when I was younger, I'm sure I was like, ooh, blood. So yeah. Then I read My Father's a Unicorn finally, and I gave this 3 stars. This is pretty self-explanatory. It's a set in a Japanese, I want to say world, I don't really know, where mythical creatures are technically there, but they're like not supposed to be there. And this dude right here is actually what this dude looks like. He can turn into a human, and his mother falls in love with him, and they have a son, and he doesn't like him, and it's about their relationship and things like that. It was kind of cute. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. I read Something Is Killing the Children, Volume 1 by James Tyron IV. This is about this is a monster horror novel. I got it from NetGalley, so I was obligated, because it didn't come out yet, I got like an ARC version. I was obligated to write a full-on review, so that is linked on my Goodreads. If you guys are noticing if you guys want to know more about my opinion, that's a 4 out of 5 stars. I kind of recommend. Then I read A Tale of Two Daddies, which I loved. This is about a daughter and her best friend, who is also a boy, and he just asks them about how similar their relationships are without ever being homophobic or anything like that. And so I thought that was really, really, really cool, and I really, really enjoyed that. And so I give that 5 out of 5 stars. I also have a full review on my Goodreads for it. See here, the next one I read is The Hours of a... Nope, I already talked about that. The Umbrella Academy Volume 1, Apocalypse Fleet. From what I understand, from what I can tell, these are actual stories that are not connected. They're all about the same people, but they're not, like, I don't know. Is this a Volume 1? I can't tell. I can't figure it out. I liked it enough. I don't think I'd continue on, but I do want to watch the Netflix original, which this particular volume is based on. This follows a group of children that are raised to have superpowers, and some of them get along, some of them don't get along. I'm doing horrible at this whole, like, telling you what they're about. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed the art style. I was very curious about some of them, and yeah, it was very interesting. I was really weird, and that's that. Alright, and then we have a few books that are just, I read a few books of Audible Escape, which, do I still pay for? I don't remember. I might get again when I go back to work, because these are short books. These are books that are like 8 hours long that I can read in like a very short time span. So I read Of Sunlight and Stardust by Riley Hart and Christina Lee. I thought this book was okayly done. I gave it 3.5 stars. It follows in 2 timelines. One timeline is of this ex-con and this man who owns a farm because his wife just died, and that's what she wanted in her dying wish. And the other story follows 2 boys who fall in love in the 60s, and horrible things happen to them. I thought it was okay. I have some opinions on it. I talked about it in the vlog that I read it in, and I don't want to get into it here. Just know going forward, I'm going to try to find more gay romance written by men. Just my personal opinion. I don't want to get into it. Alright, then I went on a Taylor Jenkins Reid kick. Alright, and I'm going to hold up one book for 2 books because I don't feel like searching for another cover. I do have the other book. It's just upstairs. Okay. So I read After I Do and One True Love by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which is her books 2 and 3. I think this is her second one, After I Do, and One True Love is her third one. I want to say is how it works. I'm not entirely sure. So One True Love I gave 4 out of 5 stars to because the message and the complexity of that, which we'll get into, pretty shocking. And then After I Do, I gave 3.5 stars, right? Yep. Very mixed on this one in particular. So this is about a woman whose husband goes missing. Well, he dies. And then he shows back up after she's engaged to somebody else, and it's about that, It's very interesting because the back tells you it's going to explore all these things, and I don't think they explore them very well at all. For instance, I think the grieving process that she does go through is very realistic, but she ends up just falling with one dude where I thought it'd be really interesting. Oh, this is the wrong book, isn't it? Yeah, Love Days. It's about staying in love, seizing love, forsaking love, and committing to love with everything you got. Wrong book. This one, sorry, I read a lot of them. And they all are practically like the same, but they're not the same, which is interesting. I'm going to be doing a whole review, by the way, on Taylor Jenkins Reid this month. I have one more. Forever Interrupted It. It will be on my TBR for next month. And then I read them all. and we will go over all of them in a review style video where I rank them and review them individually. But with After I Do in particular, it was a story about, like I said, this woman who she gets married, and their first honeymoon, her husband goes off onto this plane. His plane ends up crashing, and then she goes through this period of time of where she falls in love with another person, and then her husband shows back up, and it gets a little awkward. Yeah. So I really liked it. I thought it was enjoyable. I just didn't think everything explored here. I didn't think it was as well done as some of her other novels. As it didn't make me mad. I wasn't mad about certain things. I think a lot of people did kind of upset about in the Goodreads reviews that I did read. But overall, I would recommend Taylor Jenkins Reid. So After I Do, which I'm not going to hold up, I'm just going to sit here, is about a relationship that is on its last leg. They're 13 years in, and they decide to call it quits. They're going to take a 1-year sabbatical and see if they end up getting back together. I thought the things that they deal with, the things that they talk about and things are beautiful. It was amazing. To the point of where I was not very satisfied. I don't really count this book as satisfying, but I think everybody should read it just because it was just so mesmerizing to read. I love one of the aspects of Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I'm going to see if she started with it or if it's something she developed herself. Is I don't really tend to care about this part. Hold on, I'm trying to find the halfway mark. This part of the book, I care about this part of the book. I like the build-up. I like seeing every little detail that went in from the time our main character was 2 to the time they were 26, and the story starts. That, I think, is amazing. I think she does it the best I've ever seen. It's normally the part that she's, like, really trying to dive into. I don't believe there's enough time. It takes up half the novel. I think it should be a little longer, and so forth and so forth. And I think One True Loves did it really well. I really, really did enjoy it. It's not as great as, like, Seven Husbands of Hugo or Daisy Jones and the Six, but it's still great, in which we'll talk about in my review of Taylor Jenkins Reid as an author. Not personally, because I don't know her personally, but just, like, her work. I'm going to review her work. Then we have The Art of the Last of Us. I didn't rate that because, like, you know, I read every word. I loved it. I enjoyed it. But am I going to rate art? Not on Goodreads, I should say. Then I read Grimes and Punishment, The Brothers Grime, #1. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. This was me trying to find a romance that was also kind of thrillery, and I didn't. I just found a romance that was gross. This is about a company that goes in and cleans crime scenes, and it was gross. And it was fine. I do have to put out warnings, though, as I think they should have been, like, kind of broadcasted beforehand. Trigger warnings are suicide, graphic suicide, and graphic violence, touching on rape and things are all brought up within the first, like, 50 pages of this book, and it was a lot to handle. So just be aware before you jump into it if it's something you're interested in. I think they are okay. We reviewed. The next one comes out later on this month, so yeah, okay. Well, that's the end of this video. If you guys enjoyed it, go ahead and give it a big fat thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and comment down below. And like I said before, remember, all those things are linked down below in case you are trying to figure out if you should help or not. This is I'm telling you, you should. And going forward, I'm going to mention it in as many videos as possible. And if I forget, because it's like a vlog or something where I'm just not really talking about it, I'm going to record a clip so I can make sure I put it in editing so everybody knows. Because I think this is something that everybody should know about. Alright, see you guys then.